Hi, I'm here just editing our vacation helicopter ride video that I think you guys are going to just really enjoy. It's kind of a compilation of the actual video taken from the helicopter that they provided and my own videos as we went along in our trip and our ride around the island of Oahu. It is about 40 minutes long, so try to stay on. You'll see a lot of cool sights on here, bird sanctuaries. You'll see the area possibly of where like the Koʻolau Ranch, where a lot of the Jurassic Park films were filmed, where the King Kong, they had like real bone, like not real bones, but bones scattered out throughout on a certain point of the tour. It's kind of cool, but check it out. Try to stay on. It's kind of long, but it's kind of like a documentary. I'm going to be speaking about each site that I see and go from there. All right, have a good time. Bye. As you can imagine, this is us rolling out to the helicopter. We are at the Honolulu airport on the, I guess, the opposite side of where all the people come in for traveling and stuff like that. I think this is cool, getting a behind the scenes tour a little bit of what happens on these things. My wife was just saying that Signature Flight Support was one of the places that she used to work, and she was going, I didn't know they had one in Hawaii. It's like, I didn't either. Well, I didn't know what the actual, I mean, she worked at the airport, but not necessarily the actual company she worked for. It's kind of cool.
Guys, so that's the helicopter right there. Okay. So what we're gonna do first is pull up and take some pictures, and then we'll wait until your pilot is ready, and when they're ready, they'll give us a thumbs up.
That is the actual helicopter we are going to be riding on. The two pilots in there are warming up the engine and getting the propellers going. So when we go over there, we can just start rolling around.
That is the helicopter.
So I did this a little behind. We got there before what you just saw them starting up the engines.
Fun times.
Literally fun times. The one of the ladies that was at the front desk was taking pictures of us. We have a ton of those. She took like 48 pictures of us just getting on and sitting there and all that. Right here, the pilot, the guy is like the main pilot, and the lady is like the alternate pilot if something goes wrong type of thing. And we're just chit-chatting and getting to know each other and all of that type of stuff. Here he kind of said that because I've ridden on a helicopter before, he's like, have you owned a helicopter in Afghanistan? I'm like, no, I just rode in one. Oh, here we go, we're getting the engines revving up and ready to go. Asking for clearance. I was just you saw me waving. I was waving to another helicopter crew that was getting ready to take off to call sign on this was Rainbow 6. As you can see, the helicopter was rainbow colored. Getting ready to taxi out. Helicopters have to taxi just like planes do. I think it's pretty cool. I like this so much, I might learn how to fly a helicopter myself. Out over the water. Ready to see Honolulu Harbor. Right there is kind of like where some of the rich people park their boats, or some of the people that live there. It's kind of funny. You see that Teresa and I have sweatshirts on and stuff like that. It actually got a little cold up there while we were flying around. I guess when you go fly at like 2,000 feet, you get pretty chilly. Here we go. Look how beautiful that water is. Such a teal type color. And we actually saw some turtles swimming, sea turtles. And I believe we also saw a manta ray as we were flying down. There's Honolulu Harbor. One of the things that the pilot said to me, 80% of everything all the goods that come in and out of the island of Oahu comes through that port. It's pretty crazy. I think the other 20% is airplanes. This part of it is Honolulu. There's the city, and that beach, I believe, is Alamoana Beach Park. The park is beautiful. It's got a lot of shade. The beaches are beautiful. The sand is white, basically, and then the water is very calm because you have that reef that doesn't let the waves come up on you. So if you just want a peaceful type of outing, that's one right there. And right here, that particular marina is where they filmed the beginning of Gilligan's Island. And then right here, off to the left, you see the Hilton Hawaiian Village. And then you see 1, 2, 3 buildings over, you the Halikoa, and that's where Therese and I stayed. It's a military hotel on the beach of Honolulu. Pretty crazy. And then from Honolulu, we transitioned to Waikiki, and this whole section here is Waikiki Beach. And then where the buildings stop is just kind of everything. It's just another beach. And as we transitioned right here, we go into some apartment buildings and that mountainish thing here. It's like a volcano. It's an old volcano. That is called Diamond Head. I don't know why it's called Diamond Head, but I think it's like just a peak that everybody at the time wanted to call it Diamond Head. There's also a trail there that you can take that goes from at the bottom of the volcano bed all the way up to the top. And I'm not sure how long it is, but I think it's a mile or two is the walk, because you have to zigzag and go around the inside of the volcano caldera thing. And now we're back into the helicopter. And that area you should see right down there is the richest area in Honolulu, or in Oahu, not Honolulu. We're going to transition back and forth between some of my video and some of the helicopters video. And one of the things that our pilot said is they recently had a record met where the most expensive house was sold for $68 million. That is insane. Of course, you're on the beach, you've got your own private beach, and that house is probably more of a compound that is very private and secluded. It's crazy. And I wouldn't say it's the richest part right here, but it's one of the more expensive areas to live in on Oahu. Of course, just about every area is pretty expensive, but depending on what kind of that hill, I believe, is where all those houses are, is where some of the celebrities live, and it's the only gated community on the island, which I think is pretty kind of funny. The only way you can get in there is if you're like gonna hike the hill. They want to they take your ID to make sure you're not paparazzi. Nice greens to the left, and then the really deep blues off to the right of the water. And you will have tons of surfers out on these waters all the time, because the waves are just hopping. They love to go out there. right. The pilot was telling us that sometimes you can see whales out here, but there weren't any today. And that little hill top right there, as we come around the corner, I think we're going to transition into my video a little bit to show Hanauma Bay. Hanauma Bay was one of the areas where a couple movies were filmed. Elvis had one of his movies filmed in that bay. My wife is a very, very movie buff, and she was like, I gotta see all these movie places. It was funny. We're going to transition to my video right now. 1, 2, 3, go. We're going to cover some of it, but this is as we kind of backpedal a little bit. That area is a really nice area to live in. And there's some sailboats that were out there. But just look how beautiful that water is. Incredible. He was saying that out here you can, the water gets to be like 1,000 feet. It's just insane. Look how different the water is on this side of the island. It is so blue compared to the teal greens that you see where we just came from. And it was really windy that day, and those like little white specks right there, those are all the sailboats that were out that day. And some wave tops that you can see crashing. Pretty crazy. Talking about one of the golf courses off to the left that was, I believe, Arnold Palmer's golf course that is like $50,000 for a membership or something like that, and like just a crazy amount of money just to play 18 holes of golf. This area right here is called Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail. Down up to the left you can see the road a little bit. Right there, into here. The area see where my wife has her phone is the main road that goes around the island. And then there's a little parking area just off to the right where they have a trail that goes all the way up to the the lighthouse. And that is a 1.2 mile hike up. No, 1.3 mile hike up and back down, and there you can see the lighthouse just a minute ago. And if you know my situation, you know I have a bad knee, and I actually did the whole hike up to where you can see the lighthouse. I didn't go up to the final tip top because it was all steps, and by that time when I got to the top of the hill, I was freaking burnt, like bad, and then because I had to go back downhill, and going back down for me is more difficult than coming up. And those two islands right there are actual bird sanctuaries. They are the big island right there is the Manana Island Seabird Sanctuary, and the little island is, let me see if I can, the Kaohikaipu Island State Seabird Sanctuary. The names of things on Oahu and Hawaii in general are difficult to pronounce. You can actually do a kayak out to there, but the only area that you can go on that island is the beach itself. You can't go any further than that. Excuse me. And we're going to transition to my video, which kind of shows you the Waimanalo and Kailua side of the island. These are really nice areas. And off to the left right there was the I believe the Koʻolau Ranch area where a lot of the Jurassic Park movies were filmed. King Kong, let's see, Jumanji. And we're getting ready to go inward to the island to try to see a waterfall. We didn't get to get in there only because the clouds were too low and we couldn't go as far as we wanted to. So this part of the island, this part of the trip was kind of cool for me because you feel like you're able to touch the clouds because that's how close you are. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get in to see the waterfall. Peninsula you see right there is Kaneohe Bay. There is a Marine base right there. And right here you can see the windmill farm, which I thought was pretty cool. I have no idea how much electricity that thing generates for the island. But there's a lot of wind on that, just being on Oahu, and I'm sure it does a whole lot. Side of the island, and we're getting ready to transition to the North Shore. As you see now, it's mostly my video because the other video that we had, that they only did like 28 minutes or 25 minutes or 20 minutes, I don't remember, but it wasn't that much. So right here is the North Shore of Oahu. It is all the areas where they do all the big surfing competitions right down in this area. The time when all the big waves are happening, that's between October and December. And they can get to be 15, 20, 30 feet high. It's crazy. That golf course right there is a part of the Turtle Bay Resort. It is a very ritzy resort, I would say. And only open to its occupants or its residents, or you can also live there. There you go, there's the resort itself. The hotel is that big three-prong building right there. Those radar domes right there, actually that site is where folks in Pearl Harbor during the World War II detected
Japanese when they thought it was B6s that were coming. And there you can see all the way to the end of the island. And then we're going through the middle of the island right now. And right in the middle of the screen here, you can see Haleiwa. Haleiwa is a great place for shopping and for food and everything that you might want. That are a lot of Hawaii type things that you might think you would purchase. It's a really nice town. I love going there. I loved going there when I lived there, and I still love going there. And right here you can see what kind of like a Grand Canyon type of canyon, but not really. Different types of vegetation as you saw on one side of the island to the middle of the island, and one side of the island gets a lot of rain and the other side of the island gets almost no rain at all. It's really crazy. And the western side of the side that doesn't get a whole lot of rain. The area that you're looking at right now is a part of Dole plantation where you get many pineapples. They also grow some coffee and other things. What are you doing? What are you doing? You silly boy. And those trees that you see right there that are kind of like in a line and different kinds of a line and then turning in a line, those are trees for making a windbreak for those crops that were down there. And I believe it was coffee that he told me it was. And there's all the pineapple fields. It's funny, there's a law that pregnant women are the only ones that can go up and won't get in trouble to pick a pineapple straight from the field. I guess because they get urges that they just can't control, like I want this right now, and who knows. I just think it was funny. Off to the straight ahead, that little dip in the mountain range right there, that is where a lot of the Japanese planes came through as they came through on their attack runs. Right down below is Schofield Barracks, and then it transitions into Wheeler Army Airfield, and that area right down there is also a location of where Pearl Harbor was filmed, the movie. Right here is what they call the boneyard, where they're kind of, if they need parts for another ship, they'll use those ships right there to try get some pieces and parts and stuff like that. I believe all those ships right down there are in commission. down there below? No, never mind. Okay, right here. This is all Pearl Harbor. However, the island right in the middle of Pearl Harbor is called Ford Island. And just at the top of the screen, you can see one of the ship's wreckage from Pearl Harbor back in 1941. And then here, that is the mighty Missouri, where they signed the peace treaty between us and the Japanese. And there, right there, is the Arizona Memorial. And there was a piece of art that I found that showed the mighty Missouri kind of overlooking the Pearl Harbor. It was just really beautiful. Right now is, as we continue on, is Pearl Harbor Hickam Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam. That's the Pearl Harbor side, and then off to the left is the Hickam side. Those white buildings back there are the hangars and stuff like that. That is also another area where Pearl Harbor was filmed, the movie. And where I used to live. And now we're getting ready to fly over Honolulu Airport. It's time to go. Honolulu is a open air. Honolulu Airport is an open air airport. It's pretty cool. Right now we're in a holding pattern because I think they're getting ready to let a plane fly over. Yep, there it is. Take off. And now we're ready to go. There's the tower. That's the Hickam Golf Course. Actually, that golf course is referenced in the movie Catch-22. It was a Vietnam era movie. I think you might be able to hear some of our voices in the background. We were just telling them how awesome this flight was for us because we were just loving every minute of it. If you ever get a chance to do a helicopter ride, I would take somebody up on it. Right, Rainbow Six is coming into land. If you like this, like, subscribe, and share. I'd love for you to do it. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.